one coffee that was anaerobically fermented, and one coffee that was processed with oxygen. I'm about to bring the espressos over to you. Please just visually evaluate them. Do not drink them until I've given you some instructions. So the espresso I'm using today is an anaerobic washed geisha from Alida Estate in Boquete, Panama. After they pick the cherry, they pulp it and place it in a stainless steel tank for 5 days, where bacteria produce CO2, which displaces the oxygen. Okay? In this oxygen-free environment, anaerobic bacteria begin to grow. They have a slower metabolism, which helps preserve the florals of this geisha while still fermenting it. Also in that anaerobic tank, there are lactic acid bacteria. They give this coffee a really creamy body. Now, judges, we know that the effects of oxygen and carbon dioxide start at the farm, and they don't stop, even in these espressos sitting in front of you. Now, we all know that espresso tastes better as it cools. However, have you ever noticed it eventually starts to taste worse? It starts to degrade as oxygen interacts with the liquid espresso. Today, judges, we get to enjoy all the benefits of a cooler espresso with none of the negatives. I'm placing all of your espressos into these glass syringes. These syringes are going to cool and mix the espresso. They are going to remove carbonic acid, and they're also going to protect the espresso from the effects of oxygen degradation. We're going to leave them in here for a little bit. When it's time to serve them, I'm going to walk you through the whole process. But for now, I can give you some notes. So, in the espresso today, you will taste peach, blood orange, and orange blossom. The body is medium. It is silky and smooth and round, and has a long floral finish of white flower and cane sugar. We're going to leave the espressos in here to cool for a bit, but I'm going to walk you through the whole process when it's time. But for now, we can talk about my milk course. So judges, for my milk today, I'm going to serve you a natural aerobic Margohipe from the Tolima region of Colombia, grown at Finca Monteverde. Now, after that Margohipe cherry is picked, it is placed in open tanks and fermented as a natural for 3 days. Now, in this open air environment, aerobic bacteria are super efficient, grabbing any available carbohydrates and transforming them into new flavor compounds, making this Margohipe just perfect in milk. Now, for me, Margohipe is one of my favorite varieties, but it often can be a little bit vegetal and lack acidity. This is where aerobic fermentation can help so much. The aerobic fermentation totally transforms this coffee, giving it new, exciting notes, and creating a brand new expression of this variety, which I love so much. Now, judges, I'm just going to distribute and tamp these shots, and then I'm going to walk you through how to serve those espressos. Thanks very much. All right, judges, I'm going to show you a demonstration, because who doesn't like a demonstration? You're going to pick up the syringe, holding it by the handle and the body at the same time so it doesn't slip anywhere. Pointing that black tip to the sky, you're going to gently remove that cap, holding it over the cup. You're going to flip it over, gently plunge out that espresso. You can put the cap back on and then enjoy that cooler, protected espresso. You can go ahead right now, and I'm going to start my milk course. Judges, in my milk course today, you will taste chocolate milk, dulce de leche, cherry, and banana custard. Now, I think that this marujipe is perfect in milk, but there's another reason why I wanted to serve it to you today. It doesn't exist anymore. The marujipe sitting in my hopper over there is the last Monteverde marujipe on Earth. Rising climate temperatures have made it easier for coffee leaf rust to spread, and marujipe is very sensitive to coffee leaf rust. This has made it unsustainable for the Gutierrez family to produce this variety. I share this with you, judges, as a reminder of what we stand to lose if we don't work together to fight climate change. But don't worry, the Gutierrez family is working hard. They are planting even more shade trees on their farm, working hard to improve soil health, so that one day, at Finca Monteverde, there will be marujipe again. The Lamastis family is also working hard to protect their lands. They recently installed bioreactors on their farm to take the byproducts of coffee processing and turn it into organic fertilizer. They also installed bioreactors on their farm. These bioreactors capture and sequester methane gas, which is a very harmful gas to the environment, and they're able to use this methane gas as fuel on the farm. Please enjoy these milk drinks. In just a moment, I'm going to get started on my signature drink. There you are. I'll be right back. Thank you. Now, judges, in the previous two courses, we got to experience the power that anaerobic and aerobic organisms have in flavor formation. For my signature drink today, I'm going to use those amazing abilities to transform the ingredients of my signature drink in a way that is similar to the way they transform my coffees. So today, I have two ingredients, one that was anaerobically fermented and one that was processed with oxygen. So for my first ingredient, I have a lacto-fermented strawberry juice. I'm adding 3 grams of it. And I'm going to add my espressos as well. Now to make this lacto-fermented strawberry juice, I took 200 grams of strawberries, and I added lactic acid bacteria in the form of kefir, and I fermented it for 5 days. Now those lactic acid bacteria are going to break down the citric acid in the strawberries, making it less tart. Just like what happened at Alita Estate, it's also going to make it creamy. That strawberry is going to elevate and make juicier that cherry note we may taste in the milk course, giving us a new note of nectarine. My second ingredient is 60 grams of a cold brewed pu'er tea. Now, pu'er tea comes from the same leaf as green and black tea, however, it is fermented with aerobic bacteria and fungi, the same aerobic bacteria and fungi that are used in the cherry at Finca Monteverde. To make this, I took 40 grams of pu'er tea, added 300 grams of water to this cold drip brewer, and I opened it up on its lowest setting. It took about 4 hours for that to happen. Now, this pu'er tea is going to take those fruity notes we tasted in the espresso and move them more towards cold climate fruits. Think watermelon and green apple. Finally, I'm going to charge all of this with nitrogen. This is going to give it a really creamy texture, and this is also a visual representation of the gases that are all around us and have been a guiding force in our planet's growth and history. I wanted to serve you a cold drink today, so I have frozen this canister, so you will get a cooler drink without any dilution from ice. So judges, for the tasting notes today, you can write down watermelon, green apple, nectarine with a long finish of panela. This canister takes a while, but it's worth it. The texture is velvety, moving to juicy. And judges, I don't have much in terms of drinking instructions, other than I'd like you to swirl it between each sip, and please take a minimum of 3 sips. Judges, 2.6 billion years ago, our planet was threatened with too much oxygen in the air, and it was our bacterial ancestors that evolved to fix it. Today, the opposite is true. There's too much CO2 in our air, and it threatens our existence. But you know what? There's something that's exactly the same. We have the ability to change our conditions in the same way that we can change conditions in processing tanks. I think it is amazing that we get to learn about gases, coffee, and climate science all at the same time. Hopefully, this knowledge will lead us to tastier coffee and a healthier planet. It's been a real pleasure being here today. And I will call time.